Undead King, a low-ranking adventurer with the power of monsters becomes unbeatable, chapters 1 through 5. Be sure to subscribe and smash the like button for more. When he was a young child, Chrome's village was attacked by monsters. He and his sister, Kalmea, survived, however, his parents were devoured. On that day, Chrome swore that he would become an adventurer in order to destroy monsters. However, to become an adventurer, Chrome needed a skill. Skills are granted to humans by God so that they can fight back against monsters. Most people get their skill in their adolescence, so as a young child, Chrome prayed to God that he would get a powerful skill so that he could become a heroic adventurer and rid the world of evil. Then one day, his skill was revealed. In his excitement, he ran to tell the priest in charge of his orphanage. However, the priest told him that with a skill like his, it would be difficult for him to become an adventurer. His skill is called Revival. It can only resurrect him one time after dying. Skills are the most important thing for an adventurer to defend themselves with, and most have weapons-related skills or magic-related skills. However, a skill like Chrome's that can only be used to bring him back to life one time is of little use to an adventurer. Chrome was crushed by the priest's response, but he didn't let it deter him. Several years into the future, Chrome is exploring a dungeon with a group of adventurers. Although Chrome is technically a party member, his sole purpose is to carry the group's equipment. And the leader, named Arthur, makes it clear to Chrome that he's lucky they hired him. As the group explores the dungeon, a shadowy imp jumps out at the adventurers. However, with Arthur's flame magic and the other members' Herculean strength, they quickly defeat it. As they head deeper into the dungeon, Chrome tells the group that they're off the map. They should hurry back because they have no idea where they're going now. Arthur threatens Chrome for daring to give instructions to the group, but before he can say anything further, they notice several red-eyed monsters above them on the ceiling. They're called bugbears, and the group is terrified of these creatures because they're known for eating people. As the adventurers begin to fight off the bugbears, Arthur begins to smile. He realizes that by abandoning Chrome to the monsters, he and his companion can escape. The two party members make their way to higher ground as Chrome fights off the creatures. When Chrome eventually looks around for his party members, he sees that they're far away. He calls out to Arthur for help, however, Arthur tells him that it's better for him to die instead of all of them. Besides, Chrome has the revival skill, so he can come back. Arthur and his companion both run away as the bugbears pounce on Chrome and begin to devour him. A few minutes later, Chrome's revival skill activates and he questions if he's alive. He realizes that his skill activated but wonders how he'll get out of the dungeon. It's then that Chrome notices there's nothing but bones where his arm should be. What's going on? He thinks to himself. Chrome then crawls over to his sword and sees his reflection in the metal. Where his face should be, there's nothing but a skull. Why in the world do I look like this? Chrome examines his body and realizes that he's nothing but a skeleton dressed in clothes. He tries to yell but realizes that he can't even speak. He then checks his status and sees that his species isn't human anymore. Instead, he's a wight. In other words, he's a wandering corpse. And he's no longer at level 9, but is back at level 1. Chrome questions why his body is like that. Shouldn't Revival have brought him back as a human? Maybe the dungeon's magical energy interfered. As he thinks more about his situation, Chrome becomes depressed as he thinks about his life. It wasn't a very good life, he says to himself. He only wanted to be an adventurer to protect the country, but his skill was defective and everyone made fun of him. Even his sister, a talented ice mage, told him to quit adventuring because he lacked talent. He should have listened to her. Only people with powerful skills are suited to be adventurers. No! Chrome thought to himself suddenly. That can't be right. Even monsters can evolve if they gain more skills and level up. Maybe if I keep leveling up, I can evolve to look like a human again someday. And if I can do that, maybe I can still be an S-ranked adventurer like I've always dreamed of. Even though wights are weak monsters, he's not like the others. He has human intelligence. With his new goal in mind, Chrome begins to gather information on the monsters in the dungeon. It's fairly easy because all the monsters ignore him if he simply plays dead. None of them bother to mess with an unmoving skeleton. After a while, Chrome is ready to make his move. He creates a decoy along a path where he knows an imp will be. Once the imp is distracted, Chrome runs up behind him and slays him with his sword. From this one monster, Chrome gains enough experience points to level up to level 3. With this success, Chrome takes the first step to achieving his goal. He implements this decoy and attack strategy several more times and quickly gains more experience. After a while, he finds a level 1 goblin slug. With one downward swing of his sword, Chrome easily defeats the monster. However, he only gains 1 experience point. He's gotten too strong for the monsters in this area. Chrome realizes that if he doesn't move on to stronger opponents, it'll take decades to evolve. Before deciding his next move, he decides to sit down and take a nap. While he's technically an undead and doesn't need to sleep or eat, Chrome believes that he'll forget what it's like to be human if he's constantly awake. As time passes in the dungeon, Chrome has lost all sense of time. He doesn't know if he's been there for hours, days, or weeks. Chrome suddenly remembers his little sister and wonders if she's worried about him. Or has she even noticed that I'm gone? Even if she did notice, she probably doesn't care, he thinks to himself. No! This gloomy dungeon is making me negative. I need to get out of here. In that moment, Chrome decides that he definitely needs to find some stronger monsters so he can evolve. Chrome finds a level 7 red-eyed wolf as he's exploring the dungeon. This monster is stronger than all the ones he's faced so far, and if he can defeat it he'll level up instantly. Although he's only at level 3, Chrome plans to put his intelligence to work to defeat this creature. He lies down and plays dead as the red-eye walks past him. Chrome pays attention to the wolf's pattern of behavior and the path it takes. Once the wolf is out of sight, Chrome moves to the edge of a nearby precipice with his sword and some wrapped gear. He knows that the wolf will come by this area in a short while and will search the gear for food. As the wolf approaches and starts sniffing around, Chrome quietly picks up his sword and attacks the wolf from behind. During the attack, both Chrome and the wolf fall over the edge of the precipice. He continues to attack the red-eyed wolf as they fall, and in the end he is triumphant. After his win, Chrome receives enough experience points to level up from level 3 to level 5. He also gets a notification that he has fulfilled the conditions for evolution. As he begins to evolve, Chrome walks to the underground lake that's nearby and begs to look more human. As the evolution finishes, he looks into the water and sees that he has now evolved into a ghoul. Unlike a wight, which is a pure skeleton, a ghoul is a monster that has vicious claws and fangs and has the power to regenerate itself after taking damage. Chrome is pleased with his new stats and skills. And he's pleased most of all because he looks more human, even if he is a little misshapen. While looking at his new stats, Chrome sees that he can evolve again once he reaches level 20. He's really starting to have fun and is excited to go out and evolve into a monster that can pass for human and become the strongest adventurer. More time passes and Chrome continues to level up. He's currently battling a level 5 monster rat. Because he now has claws, it's difficult for him to use his sword. Chrome is struggling as the rat lands blows on him. In response, he takes a step back and throws the sword at the rat. While the monster is distracted, he quickly gets behind it and slashes at it with his claws. After defeating the rat, Chrome has leveled up again. But it's going to be a while before he reaches level 20 and can evolve again. He uses regeneration to heal the wounds left behind from the rat attack. After healing, Chrome looks at the rat and thinks that while he's happy to look more human, it's more difficult because he gets hungry now. He looks at the rat in disgust, but he just can't help himself as he sits down and eats the meat. I'm becoming more and more like a monster, he thinks to himself. On the other hand, this lifestyle of hunting and eating is closer to a human lifestyle than what he did when he was a skeleton. The truth is, he's closer to being a human now. After a few days, and several fights, Chrome has reached level 14. His regeneration skill allows him to take bigger risks during fights, which helps him to level up faster. He also doesn't get tired because he's still technically an undead. Once he reaches level 20, he hopes to look more human. He sits down and thinks about his little sister, Kalmea. They used to be very close when they were little kids, but for the last few years she barely spoke to him. He struggled to make ends meet as a D-rank adventurer, but his sister quickly reached rank C because of her ice magic skill. He still remembers the way she coldly told him to forget his dreams of becoming the most powerful adventurer. As she began working as an adventurer and became more powerful, she began looking down on her weak older brother. As a result, they spoke less and less, and Chrome avoided going back home. By this time, Kalmea might be wondering what happened to me though. He wants to return home to see her, but he knows he'll get attacked by humans in his current form. And he can't even speak yet. So how could he possibly communicate? He tried to speak before when he first became a ghoul, but nothing but a raspy growl came out of his mouth. Just then, Chrome hears something in the distance. Is it a goblin? No, it's a group of human adventurers talking to each other. And not just any humans, his sister is there as well. This dungeon is close to the town, but what are the odds that she'd appear here? Chrome knows that it'll be over for him if they discover him there, so he starts to sneak away. Meanwhile, Kalmea and her party are arguing about something. They've run out of healing salve without realizing it. Kalmea thinks it's basic to have healing potions and salves. But her group defends themselves by saying they agreed to help her on short notice and didn't have time to prepare properly. Kalmea doesn't accept that and says that there are no excuses when their lives are at stake. Chrome is watching the exchange and thinks that his sister still has the same attitude even when she's in a dungeon. While listening to the conversation, Chrome accidentally hits the wall with his claws, which gets the attention of the adventurers. Kalmea immediately shoots ice arrows in the direction of the noise and Chrome gets hit. The adventurers can see him now. They found me. And of all people, it had to be my sister. The party members comment that ghouls have healing abilities, so they need to defeat it in one shot. Kalmea is level 18 and her party members are levels 14 and 15, so he doesn't stand a chance against them as he is now. His only option is to look for a chance to escape. But before he can do anything, one of the adventurers launches a flaming sword attack at Chrome. He dodges just in time, but the other adventurer uses her light body skill to dash behind him. Chrome puts up his arm to defend himself, but with her speed she's able to land a blow with her sword. Again, the flaming sword slashes near the ghoul and he's barely able to move out of the way. Chrome is just able to avoid a critical hit and his sister hasn't even joined in on the attack yet. These guys aren't giving him any path of escape. As the swordsman launches another flaming attack at him, Chrome kicks a rock that hits the flaming sword. This distracts the adventurer and Chrome is able to close the distance and elbow him in the face. This knocks the swordsman to the ground and shocks the rest of the group. Chrome takes this opportunity to run away as fast as he can. They shouldn't follow him deeper into the dungeon, because adventurers are only allowed to go so far. However, they chase after him anyway. The fast adventurer catches up to him and tries to slash him with her sword, but Chrome is able to block with his arm. The attack hurts him, but with his regeneration skill he'll be okay. He grabs her sword and flings it into the rock wall. Chrome is pleased that he was able to surprise her. They didn't expect an undead to have a plan after all. As he gets ready to run again, a barrage of ice arrows hits him in his leg. As expected of the Ice Princess Kalmea, remarks one of the party members. "You were too aggressive," responds Kalmea. "You should have cornered him and let me finish him with magic." Chrome lays there as they move in closer. "They're going to finish me at this rate," he thinks to himself. He tries to get up, but his leg is completely mangled. So he starts to regenerate, but he doesn't have enough time to heal completely. Kalmea summons her ice magic again and prepares to deliver the finishing blow. Chrome panics. "I can't believe I'm going to be ended by my little sister," he thinks to himself. "Ice Lance," chants Kalmea. Chrome won't be able to dodge because of his wounded leg, But if he can do something to shock her into canceling the spell, he'll have enough time to regenerate completely. But what can he do? Just then he remembers the last time he tried to speak. A raspy growl came out, but it was something. "It's worth a shot." "Car, la, Maya," says the ghoul. Kalmaya is shocked by this, which causes her to miss hitting him with the ice lance. "What are you doing?" yells one of the party members. "How could you miss at point-blank range?" "It worked," thinks Chrome to himself as he finishes regenerating. Kalmaya is shaken but begins to charge her ice magic spell again. The ghoul leaps at Kalmaya while growling, which makes her scream and fall over. Chrome takes this chance to run away again. As they watch the ghoul run away, Kalmaya realizes that it tricked her. "What's with that monster?" she thinks to herself. "It didn't really say my name. I must have misheard it." However, she does know that undead monsters are created when the dungeon's magic energy fills a human corpse. After that experience, she can't help but think about her lost brother. Chrome is hiding behind a pillar, thankful to have survived. He can't believe that he ran into 3 powerful adventurers unexpectedly, especially his sister. But from now on, he'll need to watch out for people while he's searching for monsters. He's still able to see his sister and her group from a distance and notices that they're heading deeper into the dungeon. They really shouldn't be going deeper, thinks Chrome. Regular humans can't stay in the dungeon for too long. Not only do they get tired physically and mentally, but the dungeon's mana gets thicker the deeper you go. And that mana is poisonous to humans. At their current level, it would be dangerous for Kalmaya and her party to keep pushing deeper. Even though he just barely survived their last attack, Chrome decides to follow them from a distance. As they're exploring the dungeon, the group finds a dead adventurer. Kalmaya bends down with a worried look and examines the body. One of the group members asks if the adventurer has already been stripped of valuables. "Let's go," responds Kalmaya. The other 2 adventurers are shocked that Kalmaya wants to go deeper. "It's too dangerous." "It'll be fine, I've been down this far plenty of times before. With our skills and levels, it won't be a problem if we just work together." This irritates her group members because she's willing to take so much risk when she's already made mistakes. From a distance, Chrome is shocked to see that they're going even deeper. As the mana gets denser, the monsters also grow stronger. But stronger monsters can sometimes travel out of the depths, so adventurers need to be careful. All this time, he thought his sister was a rational person. Why is she rushing? Just then, a monster appears in front of the group, roars, and pounds the ground. It's a level 22 ogre, which is irregular. Monsters above level 20 are only supposed to be in the deepest part of the dungeon. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks!